VA Pittsburgh plans on cutting almost 10% of its jobs. Meanwhile, there might be more power outages in the future. Here's an updated Christmas forecast. Also, a now-retired news anchor breaks a record. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in PA. The VA Pittsburgh healthcare system plans on cutting almost 10% of its positions, reports the Tribune Review. A memo that was obtained by the publication shows that the system was allotted over 5,550 positions out of roughly 18,000 allocated to the Regional Service Network VISN-4. Its current headcount is 4,932. These cuts, according to the Washington Post, come after a reorganization effort at VA Pittsburgh resulted in the loss of tens of thousands of employees this year. But spokeswoman Shelley Nolf emphasized, quote, "Not a single person employed at VA Pittsburgh healthcare system is losing their job. Current employees will receive further communications about these cuts throughout the holidays. It's still unclear what will exactly be impacted as of the recording of this episode." For the first time across the entire grid region, PJM, after releasing the results of its latest capacity auction last week, was unable to secure enough promised power to reach its goal, reports Why. Thus risking blackouts should electricity use outpace demand, something that Abe Silverman, energy consultant and research scholar at Johns Hopkins University, said is, quote, "a little bit scary." According to Silverman, this issue is in large part driven by data centers, and PJM's shortfall in guaranteed electricity generation is equivalent to the amount of electricity used by a city the size of Philadelphia. Prices at the auction hit a record high for the third time running, although a price cap negotiated by Governor Josh Shapiro kept it to around the same prices as last time, $333 per megawatt day. The auction determines the capacity for the year starting in June 2027. Pennsylvania, along with Jersey and Delaware, will be at a quote-unquote elevated risk for blackouts starting then. Here's whether or not parts of Pennsylvania will get a white Christmas this year, states PennLive. The Old Farmer's Almanac gave places like central Pennsylvania a high chance of seeing snow on the ground on the holiday. Now, though, the National Weather Service and State College is saying something else. It's going to be cold this week, yes, but temperatures might stay above freezing, which doesn't make for a great chance of snow falling. However, AccuWeather says there still might be a classic winter wonderland on the way for the Northeast region. The West, too, has a higher chance of seeing snow this Christmas. Longtime CBS Philadelphia news anchor Jim Donovan gave his last broadcast on Friday, says CBS Local Philadelphia. And while Donovan journeyed forth into retirement with 40 years in the news under his belt, he also left the station with something else. A Guinness World Record. It was almost a decade ago when viewers started noticing the colorful socks Donovan wore on the show. Some actually began sending pairs. And over time, Donovan was able to curate what Guinness has officially deemed the world's largest sock collection with 1,531 pairs total. The previous record holder had a measly 1,165. That wraps up today's episode. For even more news, visit PennLive.com. Also, please don't forget to rate this podcast and to leave it an honest review or comment. Thanks in advance, and as always, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and tomorrow's another day of Today in PA.